Now we urgently need to start shifting away from looking at the individual to looking at the community level. How can we change the I to a we and start working together and coming together at the local level? Immediately when we do that, we're starting to build a type of energy. We're starting to build something that already makes it more enjoyable, and it opens up the vista much more. And conventionally now, it's this individual having the finger pointed at them and now being made to feel more and more guilty, more and more self-blame, because we're being told that we as human beings, we've been told about climate change and we've not been willing to change, and we're just so greedy, and we're just, the human race should just be ashamed of itself. That's a very false story. It's a false narrative. We have not been informed of how easily at the government level we could have prevented this escalation in emissions, easily, by simply not accelerating this insane import and export of identical products and this flying of things across the world, taking the industrial big industries, from the so-called rich countries to the so-called poor countries. Why? Because big business was getting the freedom to produce where labor was cheap. So this is completely linked to this creation of about 8 men having more wealth than half the global population. So there's a complete relationship between this crazy concentration of wealth and terrible poverty and deprivation at the same time as we've had a massive increase in CO2 emissions, plastic waste, pollution, toxic pesticides, genetic manipulation. Now, all of that, of course, is quite depressing and sounds in some ways insurmountable. But the only reason it's been insurmountable is because no one has been paying attention. Waking up, spreading information is something that could happen quickly. And it's beginning to happen now after COVID. So again, the activism is to link up at the local level and there take a minute to just step back, not a long time, to think, okay, there are some people that are saying that there is a systemic way forward, one that can improve my personal health, my personal well-being, and the well-being of the planet. What is that? What does that mean? So take a minute to actually holistically examine this, including examining the examples from the worldwide localization movement. Then look at what kind of action can you take to start creating that healthier, more secure economic system, which immediately becomes also a healthier cultural system. But also we ask people to, at least as part of a group, devote time to spreading the word, to building up the momentum, so that we have more and more of these initiatives, we have more and more people feeling strengthened by being in a group, and that those groups link up and create a very strong voice for policy change. And the first policies that we need to look at is, how do we start reining in the corporations and banks rather than giving them more freedom? It's not about blowing up Monsanto or Coca-Cola. It's not about suddenly being able to end everything that is not desirable, but it is about making a turning in the right direction, in this direction towards healing, towards genuine democracy. And we're not going to have genuine democracy if we don't have any say over what the economic priorities are.